What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Ask a Fence Gal Friday.
That's right.
Finally Friday.
Yes.
Hope you guys have had a good week. Hope you're making it through.
And enjoying this weather.
Oh, my goodness.
This is awesome November weather.
No kidding. It's awesome fall weather, but especially November weather.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
And especially after the week we had last week.
Yes.
Cold and rainy and dreary, and you just never knew if you're going to see the sun again.
Yeah. And now I don't know if should I put my sweaters back in the box? Should I put them in my closet? I don't know.
Well, it's the time of year to where you wear the sweaters in the morning.
Oh, okay.
And then in the afternoon you're sweating, so you go ahead and take those off.
Yeah, then you put your tank top on.
Yeah.
So your just wardrobe changes.
Okay. Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
I like it.
The bad thing is now everyone has the mental image of me wearing sweaters and tank tops. So sorry, and blame Sarah. It's her fault.
So sorry.
But yeah, so Sarah, how are things going this week?
Good. The weather's helped a lot. We didn't really get behind last week because of the rain, but if we had, this would have been a really good week to help catch up. But weather's been amazing. Kind of ran into some snags.
Okay.
So in the honor of being transparent, that's kind of my key. Had some locate problems. So
okay, well, so let's stop. Locate problems.
Yeah.
So utility locators.
Yes. By law, we have to call Missouri One Call in order to make sure that they mark public utilities, such as you've got MediaCom, AT&T lines, your electric, of course.
Sure.
So a lot of times it kind of depends on the county, depends on the town. Sometimes there's just one representative that comes out and marks all of them. And then other times you might have, like in Nixa, their utility department actually comes out and locates the utility, I guess the electric. Yep. So it kind of depends on what county, but yeah, so your utility locates. In this particular case, there was an existing neighborhood in Ozark, but they had some new houses, newer construction happening in that neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
So when you went to do the locate, the house wasn't visible on the map yet. So a newer house, but the streets were still there. So in Ozark, it's a little tricky too, because you have your avenues and your streets.
Yeah.
And they're numbered a lot of times. So for instance, let's say it's, 9th Street. Well, there's also a 9th Avenue.
Yeah.
And it also could be North 9th.
And they are across town from each other.
Yes. Yeah, they are not close at all.
Nope.
So that's been a little tricky. So we had an incorrect locate first. So that was kind of, it could happen to anybody. Maybe the locator looks at the wrong, maybe they think avenue, but the piece of paper says street. So that can get a little tricky.
Sure.
So it's been a little bit of a snag, but luckily our customers have just been amazing and they understand. And I mean, we're all human, so we all make mistakes.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it sounds like that project got delayed.
It did. It got delayed. So it takes about, right now they're saying about 3 business days to have a locator come out there. Now, sometimes it's less.
Sure.
But yes, unfortunately that did delay that project. And this has happened twice now. So
on the same project.
A little frustrating. Yeah. But once again, I mean, we're all human and mistakes happen, but as long as you're upfront and honest about it and own it, life will go on,
and luckily this is the exception, not the rule.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
How many times has this happened this year?
Oh, probably a bad month to ask me this. It's happened frequently the past few weeks.
Yeah, but overall for the year,
I would say 97% of the time we have no problems.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds right.
That 3% also includes just phone calls saying, "Hey, where exactly is this fence going?" Clarification.
No, but what I was really getting at is as far as mislocates causing project delays.
Oh yeah, not very often.
A couple times a year, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say 5 to 10. That's what I would say. But over the course of 1,000 projects, maybe. It's not a huge percentage, but enough that it gets a little frustrating each time. But
yeah, absolutely.
But there's also, we talked a little bit about kind of the lumber industry and what's caused, prices and everything is a lot of do-it-yourself projects. So along with that, in Missouri, we have the law that you have to call before you dig.
Yeah. Before you dig anything.
And I will not sing that jingle for you guys. I'm really sorry. But with increase in projects, you're going to have increase in calls, and everyone's doing the best they can. That's absolutely no ill will towards, the locators by any means.
No,
it all happens.
Right.
there's a huge increase in what they're doing too, and it's been insane. So the most respect, but with an increase in volume, you're going to have an increase in
Sure.
little mistakes like that.
Well, like you said, everyone's human.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so we hit a little snag with that this week.
Yep.
But we'll move through it.
Yep.
Luckily, as we've talked about almost every episode, it feels like we have flex days built into the schedule.
Yes.
To where we can accommodate projects to get shifted, whether it's in the same week or into the next week. Those flex days really help out with that.
Absolutely.
Luckily, knock on wood, the weather forecast looks decent for the next 10 days. So we're not nervous. It would make us a little nervous if next week was all rain.
Right.
And we were trying to reschedule projects.
Yeah.
We'd probably we have production meetings every Friday afternoon. So we'd probably spend a little bit of time talking about that.
Yep.
But next week looks like a great week. It's not, we're not going to have a lot of weather come through.
Nope.
So we ought to be able to use those flex day to try to catch up on this.
Yep. Absolutely.
Looks like you got some comments there, Sarah.
Oh, all right. Let's see here. All right. We've got Garrett.
What is up, Garrett?
Thanks, Garrett. Garrett handles our stain division. He's amazing. But yeah, thank you, Garrett. We appreciate you. And it's our team that makes us a good company, and we're happy that you're part of it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Garrett also does quite a bit of painting. So he owns a painting company.
He owns a painting company.
Ozark Mountain Paint. So
awesome.
they're actually coming out to our house next week, hopefully, Garrett, and doing some painting on the interior of our house.
Oh, Taylor did mention that. I didn't realize. Okay.
Yep. Well, because we got Friendsgiving coming up, and so we're trying to get this done before Friendsgiving.
That's right.
So
that's right.
But yeah, no, Garrett, does a great job with paint. Obviously, he was a rock star. Him and his guys, rock star at Stain.
Amazing. Yeah.
So thanks, Garrett.
Yeah, thank you. All right, Dan. Here we go again.
Dan, the Fence King, is in the house. Dan's with us every week. Dan, thank you.
I know you're like a, what do they call it? Super fan.
Yeah,
super fan
Dan.
I like it.
I like the way that works.
We're gonna send you one of those foam fingers, an orange foam finger.
Oh, there you go.
That's what you win for being a super fan.
That's actually probably gonna happen.
All right.
So we're gonna do that.
Yes. Speaking of Dan's, we've got another Dan. All right.
Hey,
well, thanks, Dan.
Dan Lawrence. Thank
That's
you, Dan.
awesome.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for coming and hanging out with us and watching our show. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Glad to have you. Oh yeah, the weather's been amazing. Hi, Chad.
Yeah, welcome to the Ozarks, Chad. This is a good version of the Ozarks.
Yes.
Well, it says for the last week, so
yeah, I don't know.
Maybe caught the tail end of that weather last week.
I would not have wanted to be camping in that rain.
No, cold and wet. And this week's been a good week to camp, though. Nice temperatures, nice and sunny.
I am a little concerned.
Because
he says he's been camping in your backyard. Do you think that's yours or mine?
Well, but then he says Branson.
Oh, okay, good. Because I don't know. I've got 10 acres, so I wouldn't know if Chad was camping in my backyard. He could. It's wooded. It'd actually be kind of cool.
I have like 1/8 of an acre, so I would know. There are no tents in my backyard. We actually have a very high quality fence around the property.
That's right.
And with locked gates, so Chad would not be camping in my backyard.
Well, you're welcome to camp in my backyard.
I think he meant like our figurative backyard.
Okay.
Down in Branson.
Branson actually this time of year is beautiful.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful anyways, but with all the colors of trees changing, my God, I can imagine.
Well, that cold snap last week really threw the trees into high gear as far as color changing.
Yeah, because you would see one or two red and the rest were green. You know, it's kind of, and now it's the opposite. You see everything colored, maybe one green.
Well, and if anyone has listened to my funny orange story about my house decorating skills, you'll know the tree in my front yard is blaze orange right now. This is my favorite time of year.
Yeah, I can't get by that.
Chad, welcome to the Ozarks. Hope you like it.
Yeah, we hope you have fun camping in Branson. It's beautiful. All right.
Stain and Seal Experts.
They're awesome.
Welcome, team.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, Stain and Seal Experts, as you guys know, if you've been tuning into the channel, it's the company we use for all of our fence stain and deck stain.
Great.
Great product. They're over in Nashville, or just outside Nashville. Yeah. And it's one of those great, it's a small business, right? In that how they make you feel, like how their customer service is handled and how everyone knows who their customers are. It really has that great small business feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they crank out some stain.
They do. Well, and for the volume of business they do, what's crazy is we get ours really quick when we order it.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's really cool.
So here's the thing. So I went over there. I was in Nashville, I guess 2 months ago at one of their events, and I got to go visit them at their place of office or place of business, their office as well. And I tell you what, highly efficient.
Okay.
Highly efficient. Yeah, the guys on the production side just absolutely crank the stain out. Because you're right, we can order a pallet of cedar tone or pallet of pecan, and the answer is always okay. Well, it'll go out depending on what time of day it is. It'll either go out today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it shows up in a couple days.
Yeah, and it's funny. So I had a project this past week that was kind of perpendicular to a project we completed a few weeks ago, and it was a pre-stain.
Okay.
And the customer actually, after we got done doing it, he calls and he goes, "You know what? Like, I kind of like that color that my neighbor has." And he's like, "Did you guys pre-stain that, or is it something I need to coordinate with him?" And we said, "Well, yeah, we did pre-stain it, but we actually sell the stain too."
Sure.
So it's really cool because he's a big do-it-yourselfer, but he wasn't quite ambitious enough to do the fence himself, but he wanted to stain it himself. And so we were able to provide him the exact same stain color that his neighbor had. And
that's
it looks
great.
cool. Yeah.
Well, so that's a great point in that anything we do or install, any of the services we offer, we sell the materials for.
Yes.
We sell them retail.
Yep.
So really, if there's any sort of oddball part someone needs for a chain link fence, there's a good chance we have it.
Yep.
And of course, wood fence, we sell all the supplies right down to the galvanized ring shank nails.
Yeah.
So,
but
the stain's something that we also are a retail location for. We generally keep a pretty good stock of the main colors. Now, as we've talked about several times, there are a plethora of color options, and we do not stock pallets of all of them.
No.
But typically we have pallets of the main three that we prefer, and then we have buckets of the other colors, most other colors. So, if it's a smaller project, we likely have the color in stock. If it's a larger project, we might need to order it. But to your point, typically we can get it pretty quick.
Yeah, it makes it really nice. Awesome.
So, Stain Steel Experts, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
We appreciate you putting out awesome stain.
Yes, it's awesome. Looks beautiful. Okay. Let's see here. All right, we've got Taylor in the house. Hello, Taylor.
Hello, Taylor.
And probably Jackson.
Probably Jackson.
Hi, Jackson. Hi, Jackson.
Hello, Action Jackson. So, Jackson was mad at us last week.
For those who don't know, Jackson is Joe and Taylor's son.
He's my 3-year-old boss.
Yep.
He's the little boss. So I got home and I said, did you see us on the phone? Because Taylor watches on her phone. You see us on the phone? He says, yes. And you didn't say hi.
Oh, no.
Because, the attention span of a 3-year-old is about that big. Yeah. And they had popped in and said hi when we were in the middle of some conversation. Okay. And it took us a few minutes to say hi, but at that point, he'd already looked and, he was off. He's playing dinosaurs somewhere. So, hello, Jackson.
And rumor has it he likes Spider-Man now.
He is a big fan of Spider-Man now. He got to meet Spider-Man in person. And since then, he's a pretty big fan.
That is pretty cool.
He's a pretty big Spider-Man fan. So, so right now, the current status of Jackson is dinosaurs and Spider-Man.
Okay. So. Speaking solely from the aunt perspective and Christmas coming up, like that really widens like the Christmas buying opportunities. So I love it.
I love it. Options.
Because I do, you go to the store and you see something, you're like, oh, Jackson would love that. And then I have to think, like, does he have it? Who else is going to be buying for him? Like, I don't know. And it becomes the whole thing. So I am conductor of the Spider-Man train. I love it.
Good.
Love it.
But let me say this. Any toys that shoot anything or make any messes, those get to stay at Aunt Sarah's house. And he can just go play with them whenever he wants.
Oh, that's lovely. That's when the batteries get misplaced.
That's a funny thing is batteries run out at our house.
A lot, probably.
At an enormous rate. Just an incredible rate. And we can't seem to keep them in stock.
Oh,
just can't do it. Got a
shortage.
Going to have to get some batteries next time we're at the store. And luckily, at the age of 3, by the time we get to the store, he doesn't remember. Now, we went through this with Macy. She's going to be 12 this year. And so she reminds us when she needs batteries, like for whatever it is she needs in musical instruments, keyboard, like whatever it is, she does a great job at reminding us when she needs batteries. So there's an age at some point when that doesn't work anymore.
Wow.
So
you reached it, sounds like.
And they know when the toys aren't lost.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. We're still fortunate to go, yeah, that screaming Tyrannosaurus Rex, I don't know where that went. Where did you put that thing? That must be lost. Nope.
Nope.
No.
On to us. Oh.
What is this next one?
All right. Here we go.
We've got some of our Christmas decorations outside today. Took our fall stuff down.
Huh. I bet it's not orange.
Here's the thing. I have a pretty big thing about Christmas before Thanksgiving. You have to give thanks first.
Sure.
You got to give thanks before you can get into the Christmas spirit, I feel like. And that goes with decorations. Now, so we're in November, so we're close to Thanksgiving. So luckily, like we can just put the Christmas stuff in the garage, like out of sight. That way we're not those people that decorate for Christmas and before other holidays. And it'll be handy to where after Thanksgiving, we can just bring them right back out of the garage. It'll be fun.
Doesn't sound like that's happening here.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll leave it at we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to see what you roll home to. What's out there?
It'll be bolted to the house.
Oh.
Jeffrey, here's the thing. I'm a Christmas guy during the Christmas season. I enjoy Christmas. I enjoy seeing family and friends that you haven't seen in a while, especially in a year like this. I enjoy that. I enjoy, giving presents to others is like my thing. It's like you love watching the joy, you love watching the excitement, but each holiday has their own space, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I feel like giving Christmas the whole month of December perfectly adequate because Thanksgiving comes first. Got to get Thanksgiving done. You got to be thankful for a while. You got to do the turkeys. You got to do the fall harvest decorations, and then you can do Christmas. I will not have Christmas usurp Thanksgiving in this household, in my household. I won't do it.
That sounds like it already has. But...
I'm just saying that's the rock I'm standing on. Is Christmas is fine after Thanksgiving. The day after, you bet. Get the trees up. Ho, ho, ho. But we won't be playing Christmas music. Now, riddle me this. You guys got me going on this.
Oh, no.
What the Hallmark channel has been playing Christmas movies since July.
Well, yeah, it's Christmas in July.
It is not Christmas in July.
That's what it's called.
It is not. That is not. Hallmark is great at making things up so they can like sell cards and show movies on TV. Mm-hmm. It's not a real thing. We have several holidays to get through to pay proper homage to before we get to Christmas. There's been Christmas movies going on in our house since July. I almost, like, if I could figure out how to cancel the Hallmark channel, it might accidentally get canceled. But apparently, it's one of these channels that just gets thrown in with everything else. You can't cancel that one. I'll figure it out.
I think I would specifically pay for that. Here's my thing.
Okay.
Normally, I'm the same way. Normally, I am. The day after Thanksgiving, totally fine. We can decorate for Christmas.
Okay.
I love it.
So normally you're right.
Normally that's my stance.
Okay.
But there are no rules in 2020. Like, it's been a heck of a year for everybody.
Counterpoint. Of all the years that we need rules, I think it should be 2020.
Okay.
Of all the years that we need order and we need things to just stay in their place and happen on time, it's this year. It's 2020.
I don't know.
If 2020 is the year that people forget about Thanksgiving, I will lose it. That will be the straw that broke this camel's back. I am just saying.
I don't think it's so much about like not celebrating Thanksgiving. I think it's more about being thankful for the ability of extending those feel-good Christmas feelings. Okay. Just think about it. Just picture this, right? Okay. All right. Okay. You're taking the time of year just totally away from it.
Okay.
You walk into, you know what? I'm going to really put it up your alley.
Okay.
You walk into Bass Pro.
Yeah.
and it's got that big old Christmas tree, and they've got their garlands going.
Oh yeah.
And you got your heck of good deals,
Right.
happening. There's
Sure.
Santa, kids are happy.
Yeah,
like,
got some reindeer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got your reindeer out there.
Oh yeah.
It feels good, right?
Yes.
And you're like, yes, like I love this. Maybe got some cider, like hanging out by that big old fireplace they have.
Yep.
Like it just feels good. It's cold, and it feels nice, and it's just it's awesome. And like that feeling, right?
Yes.
It's just like that joyful kid on Christmas feeling.
I enjoy the feeling.
Yes. Why can't we have just a little bit more of that in 2020?
All right.
I agree.
I'm with you.
Normally I was that way. I don't know. This week, I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
This week was rough. It was rough. We've had on a family level, we had a couple people in our family pass away within the last week. Very unexpected on both parts.
Yeah. And they were close. We were close with them.
Yeah, we were close with them, and 2 generations. And it was rough. And this week, just kind of with the locates and with that, and like it had just been an emotionally tolling week, especially with the election and everything like that. We're not going to get into that, but with that, there's a lot of emotions involved.
Sure.
And I was like, man, I just was kind of bummed by the time I got home last night. And I got home, and I'm part of this candle subscription.
Oh, okay.
It's a Candle of the Month club at H. Porter Candle Company. It's amazing. Kendra's
Candle
phenomenal.
of the month, all right.
And I had a box on my porch, and I opened the box, and it was my candle of the month. And I was like, okay, I can't wait to see what it is.
Sure.
And normally, so for fall, they have 3 different candles. It was pumpkin, apple, and autumn harvest.
All good fall scents.
So I think in my head, I'm like, well, it's November. I'm going to get the pumpkin one. Like, okay, I wake up, and it's not. It is a candle that's called Home for the Holidays. And it did not specify which holiday. It did not specify. It didn't.
We know what it is.
It was a nice intro candle into Thanksgiving. And I'm going to be honest. Or into Christmas. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be honest. There was a little tear that just came right down here. And I needed it. I needed that. And I think that's where I'm going to be lenient this year, because I think everyone if it makes you happy to look at your Christmas tree on October 2nd, you do you. You do you. I don't care. Who am I to tell you can't have joy in 2020? You do you. That's all I'm saying. That's my soapbox. I'm getting off now.
How would you feel if you were Thanksgiving? How would you feel? That you used to be like this incredible holiday that everyone geared up for. I mean, in school, we made the turkeys with your hands. Yeah. I was particularly good at that one.
We should still do that. Yeah.
Might do it this afternoon. Company meeting.
Love it.
Making turkeys.
Team building activity.
Yep. Gobble, gobble.
I love that.
It used to be like everyone had celebrated it. And then along comes Christmas. Christmas always had its space. It always has its time.
It did.
There's not other holidays like bumping into its space, like trying to take over its month. Thanksgiving was minding its own business. And then here comes Christmas. And here comes, I'm not going to say the stores, but we all know a home improvement store that rhymes with row. September. My birthday's in September. Mm-hmm. There were Christmas inflatables up.
Yeah.
Before my birthday.
That's overkill. I'll be there with you. That's overkill.
I'm just saying, give Thanksgiving its respect that it's due. How would you feel if you were Thanksgiving and Christmas just showed up and started taking away your month? I don't know that people even decorate for Thanksgiving anymore.
Well, I think it kind of falls in fall. It gets its entire season. Christmas doesn't get an entire season.
That's a stretch.
You put a pumpkin. You put a pumpkin on your front porch.
You go get your Thanksgiving pumpkin?
I do. I'm decorated for Thanksgiving.
You don't call it a Thanksgiving pumpkin.
Looks great.
But Christmas has trees.
It does.
All right. Moving on.
All right. Okay.
We all know who's right here.
Jeff is very adamant on the Hallmark Channel.
Jeffrey's with me. I
mean,
I'm all for. I said I was going to be done. I'm going to say this and I'll be done. I'm all for Hallmark doing their Christmas thing. I mean, let's be honest. Hallmark has 3 movies. Like, there's versions of all.
Sure.
There's going to be a Christmas tree lot that is in dire need of something. And there's going to be this big corporation that's going to smash it. Mm-hmm. But then, this relationship happens. and
Yeah,
then
it
someone
saves
sees
Christmas.
the error of their ways. Yeah, and Christmas is saved.
Yes.
Or there's an inn, or there's a something. 3 movies.
I love it.
Hallmark has 3 movie concepts. That's about it.
Yeah.
And I really think that one season, Christmas season, that starts the day after Thanksgiving and ends the day after Christmas, I think 1 month, I think we could see all 3 of them. I really do. Put those things on 24/7, keep them looped, good to go.
I don't know. I think we're all in it for like the actors and actresses, honestly, because they recycle quite a few of those, and I'm here for it.
Same thing. I mean,
you know what? But if you could do that, you would. You know, people watch it. Why not? They're gonna keep just reeling those in until eventually people stop watching, and they won't because they're great.
We need to rise up and make a stand. All right.
Okay. Oh. Oh.
Great question, Jordan. That's not. I started reading that. I was like, well, we're not gonna do this, but you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Jordan's thinking it was rigged.
I don't think
Carrie
so.
Underwood should have beaten Bo Bice on American Idol. Is that right? Did I pronounce those right? I don't.
Carrie Underwood, yes, you did.
Okay. Yeah, I knew that one. Bo Bice. Is it Bice or is it Biche?
I don't know.
That could be.
It could be French. I don't know.
Could be. Bice?
I
don't know. So
I think it speaks volumes over to who has a wildly successful career right now,
right?
And who don't know exists. Like I mean,
she did.
Oh, I think she still does. She's great. She's amazing.
Currently.
Yeah, she's still amazing.
Like right now. Yeah. If it wasn't 2020, she was doing concerts.
Well, there was a whole ordeal last year.
Okay.
Where I think there's some controversy.
Oh. Okay.
Because she had a fall at her house.
Okay.
And she had to get something. She broke her nose or something. There's a lot of people that think that maybe she had a nose job. There's a lot of controversy in Carrie Underwood.
Oh, okay.
I personally could not care as long as she can still belt out, those notes.
Sure.
You do you, Carrie. But I'm gonna say Carrie should have won. I'm just gonna say it. I think she's great. I think she does a lot for charities.
You're gonna take the stand right here on the show.
That's
live
my vote
on air.
Yep.
Carrie should have won.
Yep.
There you have it, Jordan. Our live take. We're a pretty big what's the show? We're a pretty big American Idol show.
Yeah.
Big American Idol show.
That's our review from
I'm
6
glad you
years
asked.
ago.
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but okay. So is
Branson,
Silver Dollar
Missouri.
City. Silver Dollar City they started their polling on what day you were most excited for, and they had 4 different options. I'm gonna be honest with you, I was just there for the comments because someone always likes to sneak in a shark comment, and I am there for it. I'm there for
the
it.
Shark comments on Silver Dollar City's Facebook page
are hilarious.
Legendary.
Whoever's handling the PR for Silver Dollar City is awesome.
Great work.
So yeah. But yeah, that is true. Branson is all about the Christmas shows. But people travel all around for them. So maybe that's part of it.
You cannot tell me that people drive to Branson in early November to watch Christmas shows.
Why else would they have them? If you build it, they will come.
Branson, I'm gonna talk to Branson about this.
Okay.
Like, guys, I demand Thanksgiving specials, Thanksgiving live shows. Let's be thankful before we get into Christmas.
I think maybe there needs to be more Thanksgiving songs. I think that's the problem. 25 days.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
All right. That's your initiative.
Thanksgiving songs. So we can do, Tom the Turkey songs. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you make one about a cornucopia?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Okay.
Cornucopia. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm here for that one.
I don't see why not. Well, we could do that. All right.
All right. Jordan's bringing us back to Fence. All right. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. This is a Finch show.
Yeah.
This is big Finch show. Big Finch show.
I would say it depends on what kind of pet.
Yeah.
For sure.
Right.
I would say the most common we get would be 6 foot.
Yeah.
But I don't think that that's just for pets. I think a lot of that's, privacy, and then it also happens to keep your pet in too.
Yeah.
That's a lot of what
it's really going to vary depending on what type of fence, right?
Yeah, that's true too. Absolutely.
Chain link fence, 4 foot's going to be the standard. If
Yeah.
you put a 6 foot chain link fence around a house, probably not going to have the look you're wanting to go for. Excuse me. Wood fence, Yeah, 6 foot's going to be the standard. And it really depends on what pets, right?
Yeah.
So we had a customer come in a few weeks ago, potential customer,
Yeah.
wanting to keep his cats in.
Mhm.
I'm all for cats. I love cats. You're not going to build a fence to keep cats in. You can build a cage to keep cats in. You will not build a fence to keep cats in.
Yep.
I have seen cats straight up scale our 6-foot privacy fence. Our neighbors have cats.
Yeah.
And when I open the back door and startle one, it goes straight up that fence and it is gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Smooth side in, structure in, it doesn't matter. The cat's going over the fence.
Yeah.
And so it's really going to depend on the animal, right? So, and a dog, a 4-foot chain link fence probably wouldn't keep a Doberman in.
Right.
But it probably would keep in a little dog, a toy poodle, something like that. It just depends. It all depends.
I would say so. And it kind of just depends on the level of activeness of that pet too.
Sure.
Like, my Sheltie, if he put his mind into it, could he jump over a 4-foot fence? Probably. Is he going to? No chance.
Yeah. Right.
But whereas Piper, she's a lab, she can put her feet, and if she can put her paws up there, she's over it.
She's over it.
So we really, the past few weeks, the biggest one I've been seeing is 5-foot black chain link.
5 foot.
Four different people have ordered that.
Interesting.
Which is, I'm kind of like, okay, that's great. I mean, that's what I have, but it's kind of nice because it's not as tall as a 6-foot.
Sure.
So you've got that protectiveness, but it's not quite, I don't know, it doesn't take away maybe as much of the landscape as you would with
Makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, as a 6-foot. And of course we've talked about black chain link before, but it's a nice product, but it seems to be really popular. And they're like, the 4, I'm just not, my dogs, it would probably be okay, but that one time they figure it out, game over.
That'll be it. Yeah.
So I would say, 4 to 6. I wouldn't go any lower than that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jordan, for the next question.
Thank you. All right. Hi, Cam.
Hi, Cam. How are you?
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Oh, she also says,
yeah.
Thank you.
These shirts were actually sent to me from Logotology.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And they've got your YouTube stuff on the back.
Yeah. They've got YouTube and the Facebook on the back.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Even this is fitting for this conversation.
Okay.
They even sent me a Santa hat that I will not be wearing until after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
It is in the closet. It is ready to go. But
is it orange?
No.
Oh.
It's a Santa hat.
Well, it could be though.
Could be orange. Yeah,
could be
you're
orange.
right.
Close enough. Right?
Yeah. You win some, you lose some.
All right. Gary the Gobbler.
Yeah,
okay, you already got one.
Gabby.
I'm sorry. Oh, it could be Gary. Gabby or Gary.
He specifically typed in Gabby.
Right, but if you wanted a male version of the song, it could be Gary. Gary the Gobbler. Yeah. Or Jeffrey, if I were you, I would say like Gibson the Gobbler.
Ooh,
I like that.
Gibson the Gobbler.
Gibson the Gobbler.
We're gonna have to work on that for our new Thanksgiving song.
I like that. I like it.
Bring
Personalize a little bit.
back. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Oh man.
All right. So
what else?
Right. So did we talk about? Yeah, we talked about last week. We have a price increase coming up for chain link.
Yes.
That's kind of been my big task this week is trying to get everything repriced because you would not. I mean, you would believe, I guess, how many pieces go into making a fence until you try to go to reprice all of the fence fittings and all the options.
Yeah.
So tension bands. Well, let's see. You've got 1 3/8, 1 5/8, 1 7/8, 2 3/8, 2 7/8. You've got some oddball 3.5 inch. Then you got some 4 inch, some 6 5/8, some 8 7/8 or 8 5/8.
A lot.
That's tension band. Now you do the same thing for brace bands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and do that. And then anyway.
There's a lot going on.
Not a pity party. I'm just saying. There's a lot of stuff to reprice. So yeah, chain link prices, steel prices in general are going up.
Which honestly, I'm a little surprised that hasn't happened.
Right.
Yet. Right. I really am. So it's been nice that we've held off this long.
Yeah.
Having to do that.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So the steel foundries they're facing the same issues that the lumber industry is, that, labor shortage, 6 months ago is still impacting them today. Yeah. Luckily they were able to really crank out their materials, but it's hitting everybody. And the price of labor is going up, so minimum wages keeps going up each year. And so price of labor increases, and we haven't had a steel increase in a little bit. So,
does sound like there's a lot of tension.
Jordan,
Love it.
I like it. I like it a lot. Keep up the good work.
How to use that? We'll have to use that one.
Yeah, I'd say we use it this afternoon in the production meeting. Thank you, Jordan.
I love it. Oh, not that I've seen.
So no. So some of the prices that like the Lowe's and Home Depot have, but they still haven't brought back number one yet.
Yeah.
So my whole
That's
argument in the beginning was number one treated lumber went away.
Yeah.
And so they replaced it with number two for the same price. Well, it obviously should be priced less. And then number two started just taking off. I mean, you saw like in fence pickets, we saw an 80% increase in our pickets.
Yeah.
Now, and that's prime boards. Those are good boards. But you saw the same thing happen. I'm not saying, home improvement stores don't carry good materials, but a number two picket should be priced accordingly, no matter who carries it.
Sure, absolutely.
But you saw these things going up just as much as the prime pickets were.
Yeah.
So I've seen, so you kind of keep track of who's where, right? So I was watching Lowe's and Home Depot, logged onto their websites and kind of saw who was where. And so the prices have started coming down a little bit, but still not where it needs to be. And it's certainly overpriced for it being number two grade.
Right.
So, our big thing is talking about value. Is this board, are we providing a value to a potential client by offering this board? If not, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? And so when you're looking at, wood post prices that are at or around the price of a steel post, and this isn't even number one, 4x4, so number two, there's no value in that. There's no sense in offering that. So the prices have started to creep down, but there's still no number one to be found. So we're still months away probably from seeing some sort of normalization in the wood market, I think.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, truthfully, just from like an economic standpoint, if that demand's still there, price isn't gonna. So
there's not a lot of incentive.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's a lot of what kind of the home improvement stores are seeing is that there's starting to be a decrease in demand.
Sure.
So they certainly don't want to sit on them, and so it's worth it to sell it a little bit cheaper just to get it moving again.
Well, especially treated pine.
Yes.
I mean, no one wants to sit on an inventory of treated pine just because it's almost like the day that material gets delivered, it starts warping and twisting. Yeah. You need to get it in the ground soon and get structure on it. Yep. Try to prevent that as much as possible. I mean, you're still going to see it, but
absolutely.
Yeah, you do not want bundles of that sitting in a warehouse very long at all.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The post prices.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you used to be able to find posts for $7, $8, and then at the height of it, they were $23, $24. I mean, it was wild. And again, here's the thing: is people, when you're comparing prices, like I just did, and I fell into the same trap everyone else did. So I'm saying $7 or $8. That was for a number one treated pine post. So for a number two, if we're paying $7 or $8 for a number one, a number two probably should have been $4 or $5 a piece. So for then it to go from $4 or $5 up to 22, 23, 24.
Yeah.
Like it is wild, but it was what was available.
Right.
So,
right.
If you're a fencing company and you had a bunch of projects under contract, but you didn't buy the materials right when you got the contract, you were probably stuck with it.
Yeah.
You didn't have many options.
That's absolutely true. Yeah.
Yep.
We certainly think so.
Yeah. So steel posts. I've been a huge proponent on steel post for the last several years since we really started using them. We've used them for quite a while, but as the wood price started creeping up, and when we saw treatments move away from CCA, I think it was 2004. So CCA started the EPA said that the treatment market had to move away from treatments that included arsenic. And CCA, that was a component of CCA, arsenic was. So then they started coming up with ACQ and MCQ. There's a few others out there, but ACQ is probably the predominant one. And while it is more environmentally friendly, which is good for the environment, it doesn't last. It doesn't have the same lifespan of a CCA treated post would. So, I mean, there's always give and take, right? So, a less harsh chemical just isn't going to perform the same way that a chemical that was a bit more harsh would. So, so we started seeing posts fail sooner. You know, instead of a 35-year post, we're talking about a 10-year post at sometimes less than 10 years. So we started seeing that more and more. Started, trying out at the time, the Postmaster post was the only post. The Master Halco held the patent. The patent expired. I believe the patent expired last year or the year before. And so you started seeing, the Gregory post. You started seeing Lifetime post, different versions of the Master Halco post. I've been a proponent of steel post for quite a while because, and here's the thing is, for a fence company to be a proponent of a steel post, that's almost at odds with themselves, right? In the sense that if I install a fence with a steel post, I'm not going back for the next 40, 50 years. I mean, barring tree falling on it, car driving through it, etc.
Sure.
Because they have a lifetime warranty against rust. So the treatment, the galvanization that they use on the post is such that they can offer a lifetime warranty. So they know this post isn't going anywhere. A fence company is probably at odds with itself offering that, because now all of a sudden, if I were offering wood post, I would have a pretty good idea that this fence would likely need replaced 8, 10, maybe 12 years, depending on exposure. So now I'm installing a fence that I know I won't go mess with for the next 30 years to 40 years. But I really feel like we talked last week about value. I really feel like if we're talking about the value proposition, it starts and stops at steel post for the consumer. I mean, it's the better option. At this point, it doesn't cost, much more, if anything, right? Just because of the way posts are priced. So it's a fence that they're going to have for generations. Yeah. Now, I understand. Average lifespan of someone living in a house 3 to 5 years. People move 3 to 5 years on average, or something like that. So I get it, but from our standpoint, what if you did live in a house for 12 years and then you tried to sell it 12 years from now, but the fence has to be replaced before you can list it, just because it's in that bad of shape?
Yeah. Well, and then you're spending money to replace a fence that you don't really get to see the benefit on.
Yeah, that you get no use out of.
Yeah. So I agree.
I'm a big proponent of it, and we could talk for a while. So I will get off of that rock.
Oh, Jordan's got another dad joke for us.
You're right. You're not wrong.
Seems a little splintery, maybe.
Splinters would be an issue. Yeah. But I don't actually sit on them. I don't know that people say, well, unless they're made of benches, they're making benches.
Yeah, but they're normally sanded.
Yeah, it's a smooth finish. You're right. Ours are
a little bit thicker too.
Yeah. Good call. Yep. All right, Jordan. We will avoid sitting on.
We'll not do it.
On it.
Ooh, now there's an idea.
Deemer.
There is an idea.
Were you in last week's production meeting? He has spies. How did you know that we're sourcing orange balsa? That was going to be our 2021 push. Orange balsa. Now the cat's out of the bag. We probably won't be able to do it now. We were going to.
Imagine.
No.
Oh, I don't know. I don't like that.
So here's the thing.
Veto.
But on this somewhat serious side of this subject, so bamboo fencing is a thing.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yep.
I mean, could it be a thing? Probably.
Sure. I'm sure it is somewhere.
Yeah. I'm sure someone somewhere makes beautiful balsa fences.
If we think lumber prices are extraordinary now.
Oh, God. Can you imagine? But no, Jason, since you brought it up, we were going to. But now that the cat's out of the bag and everybody knows, you probably won't see it now.
No.
So everyone say thank you to Jason for letting the cat out of the bag.
No orange balsa for you.
Oh, that would be nice. We should.
Huh. I don't know.
Do you think stainless steel experts could make orange stain?
Oh, please say no.
I almost guarantee the answer is yes.
Okay, but barring you and Joe Exotic, who would pay for an orange stained fence?
Texas fans, Tennessee fans, Auburn fans. I mean, where do you stop? I mean,
problem is that those fans, while no one is discrediting their college football team by any means,
of course not, absolutely not. Why would you?
They're a pretty big minority here. I would say you're going to see a lot more Arkansas and see a lot more Razorback fans. Definitely Mizzou for sure. So maybe like a gold, which Cedar Tone could be gold. I don't know. So maybe we should market that as a Mizzou fence. I'm out on
Mizzou fences.
Texas, absolutely.
Yeah,
Texas fence companies watching this, great marketing opportunity.
Yeah. Or Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's Oklahoma fans right here. There's Oklahoma fans.
I was just thinking more along the lines of Texas is serious about their football.
That is for sure.
Serious. So the odds of someone having a fence to represent their team, I think they do it.
Yeah.
Way greater there than here, I would say. I would think.
Sure. But
not to say it wouldn't happen.
We'll think about it. Let's
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, Auburn's close.
Close.
I mean,
but we need I'm talking orange. Blaze orange is what I'm requesting.
I don't know.
And if I know Caleb and the team, they can get that done.
Chad, stop encouraging him. We love that you're tuning in, but stop encouraging him.
Yeah, so this is a fun question.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I've seen it done and I like it.
I do.
I really do like it.
Okay, let's talk about pros and cons of this.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so pros, your dog gets to see outside.
Yep.
Right? So you get to see your dog seems happy, that sort of thing. Really the only pro there.
Yeah, I think so.
They're happy. You know, you're happy. But now cons. Aside from even the construction of the fence.
Sure.
You've got dogs who are now barking probably a lot more at passers-by.
They can see what's going by.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe a little more destruction of the actual fence. Trying to get through the fence to whatever they're seeing.
Yeah. So that's gonna be my concern, is going to be just like what it does that fence structurally.
Yes.
To cut a hole in it and then bolt this thing in there. Yeah. I mean, can it be done?
Yeah.
I'm sure. I'm sure it can.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't. It's fun to look at. I'm a big fan of looking at it and saying it's a good idea. I would not be a fan of actually doing it.
Yeah. My dog, I cannot imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, they already have a see-through fence as it is. But like if I was sitting in a neighborhood, I used to live in a neighborhood and Max could see through the tiny, tiny slot in the double drive gate. Yeah. And there was a dog named Bentley who would walk himself. He had his little leash on, and his human would walk about 10 feet behind him.
His human.
And Max would go crazy. He would like run to it and run to me and run to it. Like, I swear he was telling me that like this dog is on the loose.
Right.
So I imagine that, and then putting like one of those globe things in it and him actually being able to see and like, oh no.
In the way a lot of dogs work, if they can get their nose under it, they think they can get their body under it.
Yes.
And if we're talking about them digging. So if they can see through that fence, they'll just know they can get through it.
Yeah.
Like it's just a matter of just getting their body through that.
Yeah.
So I think it's fun to look at. I don't know that it'll be a service that we will be offering.
It's fair. State Farm Red. Oh, there we go.
All right, fellow Joe. Fellow Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's way more likely here.
In Nebraska Red.
That's true. Okay.
That hits on with me. I'm a Nebraska fan. So
I feel like I saw this somewhere. I actually saw where someone painted a panel of their fence. And I can't, it's been years ago, but they had painted, it was an older fence, but they had painted it red and had the KC logo there.
Nice.
Like, that's an idea.
Nice.
Hey, mahogany is pretty red.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
it's a stain.
And I want to say, it's not in their catalog, but I want to say I've seen them put out like a barn red color.
And red was
probably like a
one-off,
one-off,
but it's red too. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
You know what? We'll make that happen for you, Joe. Don't you worry. Coming to a fence near you. OU. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything about OU? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think, Liz, if you saw an OU fence, you'd probably go for it. I think you just need to see it to like really like get the whole thing. You're halfway there. You're halfway there. I think we just need to do one, and then people will get it.
Yeah.
Hey Taylor, what do you? Well, our fence was pre-stained, but in like 3 or 4 years, it's going to need to be restained.
That's true.
So we could be the trendsetters.
I like it.
We could be. I'll have to figure out. Taylor's going to have to be somewhere else for a while. I'm going to figure that out.
Spa weekend. There you go.
Well, here's the problem: is we talked about spa weekend, and now she's on to that.
She's on it.
Yeah, because I was like, "Hey, what do you want for Christmas? Maybe like a spa day." And she's like, "No, I saw the live. I'm not leaving the house
ever again." That makes sense. Why Friendsgiving is at your house now.
Everything's at our house now. She's like, "No, even if he's with me, I cannot leave. He will find people that will do things to the house that are orange."
That's true. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, now this is going to be a pretty controversial statement.
Oh,
especially being here in the Midwest.
Get ready.
I'm a pretty big UNC fan.
Okay.
And as much as I love my Tar Heels, I don't think that I would have a baby blue fence. It would be less abrasive for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I could do that. It wouldn't match my red house, first of all. But
you'd have to repaint your house. Yeah.
Now there is an idea.
I'm just saying.
Okay, I've got the silver roof.
And Stainless Steel Experts has a Cape Cod, which is like it is like a silver gray, and I think you could put hints of blue in there. I think it could. I don't think it's very far away from a baby blue. I really don't.
I'm just afraid, like, you see a lot of Midwest teams around here. I also don't want to fall victim to egging.
Yeah. Okay.
Not a lot of teenagers in Fairgrove that are, I think,
rural Fairgrove.
Yeah, in rural Fairgrove that would do such a thing.
Yeah.
But I certainly do not want to encourage it.
Could be. You'd be much safer going with orange, I feel like. You'd be much safer.
I don't know.
There's much more likely to be Oklahoma and Texas fans out near you. I really feel like, I don't know why, but, because we're closer to them than we are North Carolina.
Yeah, but look at the record, like.
All right. You're right. Mizzou has a stellar record that anyone would be very jealous of. How could I ever have? Anyway. So, thanks, Liz. Orange fence coming to a fence near you.
Well, that is kind of a cool idea. Like, you see that, I feel like in Florida, whenever I visited there a few years ago, you would see kind of peculiar, and like that was kind of how people did their splash, right?
Yeah.
They didn't really want to do anything to the house. They're like, okay, and like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, they use their fence as like an accent piece.
Yeah.
In the same way you see a lot of people do that with their doors.
Yes.
But
yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. All right. Jordan. Oops, sorry. Oh. There we go.
Oh, the car. Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing, Jordan. So live, I don't know. We were doing it every Sunday.
Yeah.
But there was like one person watching. So and you have to understand, like the way the card videos go, like you'll watch me unbox them for like 15 minutes, but it's like a 2-hour process by the time we get because we use this studio, but the lights have to be different. It's different cameras. And then once you open the packs, you got to organize them. And it's like a 2-hour thing. And so that was 2 hours. I was doing them on Sunday afternoons. So it was 2 hours on Sunday. And so now it was like, now I'm gone every day of the week. So
yeah,
like,
that's true.
I want one day at home. So what we're going to be doing recorded videos, but 3 a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Yeah.
So this Saturday is going to be one you want to watch, Jordan. It's going to be one you want to watch. We did a nice box on Saturday. So
that's awesome.
Tune in. But so the lives, I don't know. Once we get a little bit more of a following, I think we'll probably do more lives.
Cool. Absolutely. Awesome.
Right. And then he has a follow-up.
Yes. All right. Jordan wants a black and gold fence. You got it. You got it, buddy.
All right. So we talked about some hiccups we had this week,
Yep.
and we've talked about the price increases that are coming. Actually, we had a 5% increase go into effect, technically Sunday, but Monday.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
5% November 1st, 5% December 1st, 8% January 1st.
Ooh.
So, which means as fun as it is to reprice everything, get to do that 2 more times.
Yeah.
Not even done yet.
And that's important to also note, that it's not, we could increase the price up to 18% right away, or we can let, you know what I mean? Like,
so that's, you're right. You're right. So that was, would it be easier? And it's actually 19%. So they compound. So it's like 19.01% or something like that.
Wow.
But would it be easier to do that up front? Yeah, it would. But that wouldn't be fair to the fences that we build this month or next month, So no, we'll reprice it. Is it a pain? Yes. It takes like a week to reprice everything, but I think it's more fair to do it as we see the increases.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, you can almost say they're guaranteed. I mean, they put them in a letter and mailed it to everybody. So, but I mean, what are the chances that it doesn't? I mean, slim probably, right. But I would hate to bump it up 19% and then have them say, well, you know what, that 8% we're just going to do another 5%.
Right.
So now, we'll just reprice it every month and just go from there. I mean, really, with the way wood prices are, we're repricing everything monthly anyway.
Yeah.
So lumber suppliers are giving 15-day prices. Some of them are only giving 7-day prices, 1 week prices. Just because of how wildly the market fluctuates. So we've been repricing wood quite a lot lately. And so this is just kind of one more step. Now, there are a lot more parts in a chain link fence than there are in a wood fence.
Yes, that is true. That is very true.
It is what it is.
I will say that there is one specific market that hasn't fluctuated a lot. And I've been really happy with that. And that's the ornamental. So ornamental aluminum, ornamental iron. They've been doing their best job to stay on top of everything.
Yep.
I know instead of they were running 2 shifts, now they're running 3 to stay on top of the supply so that we don't have an increase, which is incredible. But I've been really happy with that. So we haven't seen, certainly I'm sure there's been, whenever I price something out like that, I always send it off just to make sure we get active pricing.
Sure.
But I have been very proud and very happy with their organization this entire time. I mean, it's been great.
Yeah, I agree. They've been working really hard to keep pricing down where, at its current levels. Yeah. And that's what's wild to see is when you're pricing out a project that is like, say, wood versus ornamental, if the homeowner wants to see 2 options. I mean, at this point, we're talking realistically the similar ballparks.
Yeah.
Where it used to be ornamental was twice as much as a wood. Now it's not twice as much. I mean, it might be 25% more, something like that, but it's not 100% more. Right. So I agree. I'm pretty surprised to see it's every time we get an envelope in from one of the suppliers, like, oh, here it is.
Yeah, no.
Here it is. Yep. You look at it, you're like, oh, well, it's okay. It's chain link.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Not ornamental. Not yet.
So that's been awesome.
Yeah. But you better knock on some wood when you say that. That's because, I mean, if chain link is going up and what they're saying is because the cost of the raw steel has gone up because it cost, labor costs and all that has gone up. So that's how they justify that price increase. I would almost bet that
eventually
you can look for an ornamental steel and an ornamental aluminum increase. I would almost bet, but hopefully not.
Hopefully not. I think they're able to mass produce a lot of it too, which is helpful overall cost. Which is
so a lot of it's automated. A lot of the production process is automated, so they're not hit as hard with COVID related job loss. But I mean, but when we're still talking about raw goods,
right?
I mean, that was one of the key. Absolutely. That was one of the key components of the chain link price increase was the price of the raw goods has gone up. So I don't know, something to watch out for.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right.
All right, well, let's do this. It's been about an hour.
Yeah.
So let's do a last call. I know that the chat usually lags behind the live by a little bit, 10 or 15 seconds. So we'll give you guys a little bit of time. If you got a last minute question, suggestion, a comment, maybe possibly why you like me more than you like Sarah, that would be perfectly fine. Yeah. So or please, or if you're going to help me explain to Sarah that client experience officer does not mean she gets to be in charge, doesn't mean she's a CEO. That would be great.
Yeah. Oh, Joe's in trouble.
Oh no.
What'd you do?
Maybe she likes the idea of that orange fence. She's
like,
hey, call me.
I think that's gotta be it.
Yeah. She's like, you know what? He's onto something here.
Uh-huh.
That's what we
I
need.
think it's all the Christmas talk. I think you got yourself in the doghouse.
She's gonna be like a moving truck of Christmas stuff just parked at the house.
Yeah. Yeah. She's got her entire case out. She's like, point one. She's ready.
PowerPoint. She's gonna have a PowerPoint whipped up by the time I get home. She's like, as you see by this trending graph.
Well,
anyway, all right.
What do you got? Weekend plans wise? What are you doing?
Weekend plans. Well, so we've got a family visitation tonight. We've got the funeral tomorrow. Yeah. So Saturday afternoon. So after that, it's a little bit of better news. So I'm a member of Springfield Sertoma.
Okay. Yeah.
We're moving into our new building this weekend.
Oh, cool.
So
okay. Where's that at?
So it's over on the east side. It's over by the MediaCom. If you've ever been to MediaCom or So Sunshine Enterprise, more or less, north of Enterprise.
By the bowling alley.
Yes, that's right.
Perfect.
That's right.
Awesome.
Battlefield Lanes.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Enterprise Lanes.
Enterprise Lanes. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's not on Battlefield. That would make sense. But so we'll be doing that Saturday. I want to say that's it. I don't know. We've got some friends coming over Sunday because we've got this painting project kicking off next week. So we're going to be taking things off of walls, moving furniture away from walls, that sort of thing. So that cool. Garrett and his guys will be able to just show up and start painting.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah. How about yourself?
Oh, so we got, the funeral stuff. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to try to go shoot some ducks.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see.
Gotcha.
Piper is not coming with us this time, but it'll be okay.
Poor Piper.
She'll be all right. She got in my layout blind this morning.
I saw the picture of that. Yeah. You call it a blind. It looks like a sleeping bag.
It's a layout blind. Yeah. So you do. You kind of sit there and kind of pop out.
Yeah. You're like, here's my blind. Like, it really just looks like an oversized sleeping bag, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
It's happened once before.
And it's kind of funny because it used to belong to Blake Wixon.
Okay. All right.
Who is every bit of 6'4",
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, he's tall.
Between the two of us, we've got like a foot and 3-inch difference. So it's very luxurious.
Yeah. You're saying there's a little bit of room left at the bottom.
Yeah. I've actually got like a George Foreman grill, got a mini fridge in there. There's a lot of room. So Piper very much could be in there with me.
Could fit in there with you.
Yeah. So we're going to try to do that. And then, just do a little cleanup on Sunday. So it'll be nice.
You know what we haven't talked about?
Uh-oh. Let's hear it.
Raffle tickets.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. And I meant to bring one. And I forgot to. Okay. So last week we talked a little bit about the Sporting Chance. They're having this raffle with Bass Pro.
Yep.
So I think they're calling it like their 12 days of Christmas. So
okay.
It's 12 different chances to win. Each raffle ticket is $10. And then it puts you in the pot for, I think the first day is $120, and it slowly increases until the last day is $1,500 gift card. So it's awesome. $10 to enter.
That's
and
a
you
heck of
get
a deal.
12 different opportunities to win, and not one of them is less than $100. So it's awesome. But that being said, you don't necessarily have to live near here. I had a couple friends that lived up north that wanted to participate in it. So I just filled out their part of it, sent them their 2 tickets in the mail, and they Venmo'd me. So
because with Bass Pro owning Cabela's, it is a Bass Pro Cabela's gift card.
It is. Yep.
So
absolutely,
even if you don't have a Bass Pro near you, if you have a Cabela's,
or online,
same difference.
You can use it online.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and Christmas is coming, so it's cool.
Right.
It's nice. So we have $10. Just message us, and I'll help coordinate it.
Yeah. And you actually put a post on the Ozark Fence Facebook page. Is that right?
Yep. I put it on there, and kind of goes through what a sporting chance is. It talks about that organization, and then it also talks about the different opportunities to win and how much it is. And it's just, $10.
Well, let's do this. What we'll do is we'll actually pin it to the top of the Ozark Fence Facebook page.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't get lost in the feed. We post a lot of content on there. So hopefully by pinning it to the top, keeps it top of mind for folks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I said, $10. And we can get you the raffle ticket. All goes to Sporting Chance, which is a very worthwhile organization.
It is. We love it. And they're actually going pretty quick.
Yeah.
So, and there's only 2,500 tickets available.
Okay.
So right now it's kind of getting down to the wire, but it's.
How many have you sold so far?
Ooh. So I just got 100 the other day, and I bet I only have 30 left, maybe 40 left. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's been awesome, and I can always get more. So yeah. But we had someone that bought them for gifts too. So they would say, I drew my cousin's name, so I'm gonna put $10 in. This is his raffle ticket. Now, if he wins 120, he gets 120. So it's a little bit of a gamble.
Sure.
But it's kind of a cool way to do that. To where, I don't know if he's gonna honor it if he wins the 1,500, but it's cool. It's a cool gift idea.
Well, and this is a year. I mean, Sporting Chance. I mean, organizations like that always need help, right? Absolutely. They always need as much help as they can get, because organizations like Sporting Chance is really great about then turning around and blessing the community with that.
Yes.
This year more than ever, So we're talking with one of the members of Sporting Chance earlier when they dropped off the tickets, and they were saying that. So one of their big fundraisers is parking cars at the Price Cutter Championship.
Yeah.
The golf event out at Highland. So, but this year, obviously there was no one there.
Yeah.
They weren't allowed to have people there. So one of their largest fundraising events of the year just didn't happen. So of all years, this is a big one for them.
There's that. And then we also have trivia 2 times a year.
Oh, yeah.
And both of those had to be canceled.
Yeah.
So it just kind of stinks for an organization that does so much for the community, that, and understandably so, certainly there are a lot of immune compromised individuals that participate in those programs. And so I get it. 100%. I understand. But you're right. It's been a really hard year for them. And this organization or this fundraiser has been phenomenal. And Bass Pro and Cabela's has been so gracious to donate those. So really, you're right. 100% of the proceeds go to a Sporting Chance. And if all things go well, it could potentially even replace a fundraiser that we have, or even add to it, which would be amazing.
Yeah, so, if I know the folks at Sporting Chance, they'll add to it. Yeah, because then it adds to the blessings that then they can turn around and put on the community, because we talked about it a lot last week, so I'm sure we're kind of going over stuff, but they do a lot for the community.
They do. Awesome.
One last thing. So we talked about Sporting Chance.
Yeah.
So as I said before, I'm involved with Springfield Sertoma. Mm-hmm. So what we should be doing on Saturday is having Wingapalooza.
Oh, that's right.
So for those of you not familiar with Wingapalooza, it's a local event where something like 4,000 or 5,000 people show up throughout the day. We've got a ton of restaurants and some corporate teams that then take wings and sauce them themselves with their own wing sauce, and then it's a big voting event too. Yeah. And there's live bands. So the areas, some of the area's best live bands are there, local bands. It's just a great environment. You see people that you haven't seen for the last year and all that. Well, can you imagine in this environment trying to get 4,000 people in the same building while sampling food?
Probably not going to work.
Wouldn't work. So what we've done is we've actually reached out to area restaurants, and we're kind of doing it backwards in that we're selling a booklet for free wings, and people then go to the restaurants.
Okay.
So, and
that's awesome.
Starts, I believe it starts the 15th November and it goes through the end of the year. So you have quite a bit of time to get there.
Yeah.
So it's not ideal, but in this environment with this situation, I think it's a good fit. Because you still get the wings. There's still free wings. It's not buy one, get one.
That's nice.
You walk in, you get free wings. And it's it's the areas, businesses, for doing wings. Now, there's also some restaurants that don't traditionally offer wings, but do like to participate in Wingapalooza.
Sure.
So they're having like appetizers, like you get a free appetizer,
That's
that sort of thing.
Yeah. That's cool.
It's absolutely worth checking out. You know, these events for Sertoma, for Springfield Sertoma, this is like our biggest event of the year, and it's how we generate the money that we then give to area youth organizations. You know, Boys and Girls Club, Diaper Bank of the Ozarks are two that just kind of come to mind. But this is our way of like trying to support the community too. So we're calling it the Wing a Crawl. That way you can go kind of restaurant to restaurant.
Yeah.
It's to the end of the year, so you've got plenty of time to get to each of the restaurants and try them all. But yeah, so tickets, we're actually, what brings us to mind is we're actually delivering the tickets today.
Oh, cool.
But then also you can buy them wingatix.net.
Okay.
So Tix is with an X. WINGATIX.net. But
and how much are these tickets?
$30 for a packet. So
That's
when when you add up how many wings you get versus the $30 you're paying, I forget how many pennies for per wing. Yeah, it's incredible. So
and speaking from a person that, like, when I participated in Wing, I mean, by the time you're through your first few booths, you're full.
Yeah.
So this is a really cool opportunity where, like, I may not have had the opportunity to try, those things. Certainly not at Winga.
Sure.
But that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, you can actually spend time at each restaurant, try the wings. You can try several different flavors if you wanted.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Heck yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested, hit us up on Facebook.
Yes.
For Sporting Chance raffle tickets or Wingapalooza, Wing a Crawl booklets as well. So
awesome.
Well, Sarah, looks like there's no more comments. Perfect. So we'll probably wrap this up.
Awesome.
So we'll see you guys next Friday for another Ask a Fence Gal Live.
That's right. All right. Have a good weekend, guys.
Bye, guys.